Say this and instantly sound American. No joke. So the truth is, you can sound 100% American using just one single sentence. You won't even believe it. So I'm gonna point out a single sentence and I'm gonna walk you through the main elements, the main hallmarks that are characteristic for a general American accent. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So, as you can see, this is the sentence. So I'm going to request you that before I'm going to walk you through the sentence, try to record yourself. Just pause the video, just record the sentence, and then you can hit the play button again. And now we're going to get right into it. So the sentence is Daddy rode the elevator to the lobby and ordered a bottle of water before the comedy started. So that's the baseline. Let's hit the first element that is characteristic for a pretty spot on general American accent, and that is the so called rhoticity. Rhoticity is actually, I would say, almost an effect of R colored vowels that are just like a hallmark, like the bread and butter of your American accent. In American English, opposed to British English, the R before a consonant is always produced. This is like a rule of thumb. You got to hit the R every single time. And in the sentence, there were actually quite a few elements or words, so to speak, that had the R. For example, road, elevator, ordered, water, before, and started. So we're gonna say each of these words and focus on really exaggerating the R, because if we exaggerate it here, it will become pretty spot on if we put it in the sentence. So sometimes you gotta go the extra mile in order to render it like second nature. So let's kick it. Road, elevator, ordered, water, before, started. So if you want, you can pause it and repeat it and really focusing on hitting these R's, make them strong. And now let's put it in the sentence. So we're gonna read the sentence again, but this time we gotta focus on these strong R's. So are you good to go? Let's kick it. Daddy rode the elevator before to the lobby and ordered a bottle of water before the comedy started. You want to do it again? Twice is better than once. Daddy rode the elevator to the lobby and ordered a bottle of water before the comedy started. Pretty good. Let's get to the next element. And of course, feel free, you can stop the video and do it again. As we know, practice makes perfect. So the next element, and personally, this is my favorite element of the American accent because it just sounds so cool. It's actually the flap T. It's also called the fast or tap T. And we have several instances when this characteristic sound of American English comes to the surface. So in American English, when a T or a D becomes two vowel sounds, and vowel sounds are, for example, a, e, o, and we have in English a totality of 15 vowel sounds, but we're gonna get to that in another video. So when in American English, when a T or T occurs between two vowel sounds, it sounds like a quick, soft d, d. So let's try out a few sentences that actually occur in the sentence that we practice. So elevator, elevator would be like a British accent, but in American English, it's not elevator, it's elevator, elevator, da 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 da, elevator, elevator. So when you do the d, you quickly tap the tip of the tongue against the gum ridge. The gum ridge is the part that is directly behind your upper teeth. So this is the point of contact. Tip of the tongue behind the upper teeth. Elevator, elevator. Make it as quick and fast as you can. Elevator, elevator. Battle, that would be a British accent. Battle becomes bottle, bottle, bottle. Again, fast the sound. Water, water, kind of British, yeah, would be water, water, water. If you want, you can pause it again and repeat these words for yourself. Elevator, elevator, bottle, bottle, water, water. And the second instance, when the d becomes between two vowel sounds in the word daddy, daddy, and ordered, ordered. So it's daddy, daddy. Again, quick, soft daddy, daddy. It should feel effortless, like it's flowing, flowing off your tongue. Daddy, ordered, ordered, ordered. So let's put it into practice. Focus on the flap D sound when you read this sentence. So the first time we read it, we focus on the flap T, and then we read it again, and we try to put in the R that we practiced before the D. Okay, let's give it a shot. Daddy rode the elevator to the lobby and ordered a bottle of water before the comedy started. If you want, you can pause it again, just focus on the flap T sound in the words. But if you're good to go, we're gonna put in the R colored vowels as well. Yeah, the red ones. Daddy rode the elevator to the lobby and ordered a bottle of water before the comedy started. That sounds good. So we are pretty spot on with regards to the time. And the next element, I love it as well because this is actually what makes American English sound so effortless, what makes it sound so musical, like flowing. And this is called the reductions. So reductions, we usually use reduction in function words. And function words are, for example, articles, prepositions. And in American English, the vowels and function words that are not produced fully. So, for example, you're not going to say for. You're not pronouncing the or vowel in for fully. You reduce it. So you just say for. Make it quick, for. And this is actually what gives you the contrast because non-native speakers tend to say, just an example, for lunch, for lunch. So there's equal stress in for and in lunch. If you want to sound American, you need to reduce the for and stress the lunch. So the lunch can really pop out. It's unstressed, stressed. Word contrast. Unstressed, stressed. For lunch. For lunch. Unstressed, stressed. For lunch. It sounds totally different than for lunch. You hear that? For lunch? For lunch, like night and day. So as I said, the function words are reduced to the schwa sound, and the schwa sound is this completely relaxed neutral sound. It's So your jaw just hangs loose, and you're just gonna say as if someone punches you in the gut, and that's it. So there's no effort whatsoever. And this weak form, the schwa sound, is said more quickly and quietly. So, for example, in the sentence we have an article like the, or the. And instead of pronouncing the E vowel fully, it becomes the schwa sound, and you're going to say the. So it's much more quicker and faster than saying the when you say the. You hear that? The becomes the. And the same happens with the preposition to, not to. You're going to reduce it and say t. To becomes t. To. And then we have something called reduction strings. This is example when two reductions happen or occur in a row. So two reductions in a row. So to the becomes to the, not to the, but to the. Quite different, huh? Then another, like as I already mentioned before, prepositions also are become reduced. And for example, in our sentence, we have the preposition of, of. You don't say of, like you don't pronounce the a vowel fully, but instead you gotta just say so you just cut the v sound, or you say of, but not of. You say or of. So I'm trying to like depict it for you, make it more precise. For example, in our sentence, we have the phrase bottle of water, bottle of water. This would be like, yeah, maybe how we would say it in our native accent, bottle, bottle of water, bottle of water. But in American English, it's bottle of water, bottle of water. So the of just essentially becomes an bottle, bottle, bottle of water. So it sounds like bottle of water, bottle of water. Because you don't need this preposition actually, because the important words are bottle and water. The of doesn't matter, so we just cut it to the schwa sound. It also sounds more rhythmically, more flowing. And the last point or instance when we use reductions are, for example, for conjunctions such as end, end. And normally, in our native accent, if you would speak English with our native accent, we would say end, end. But if we want to do it in American style, we just cut the A vowel and the D consonant, and we just say n. So lobby and ordered, are lobby and ordered, lobby and ordered, lobby and ordered. Because again, this end word, it doesn't matter. It is not important. The important words are lobby and ordered. Okay. So that's quite a lot of information, huh? Quite a bunch of information. So we're gonna try to put it into practice. And this time, again, first, we gotta focus on the reductions in the function words that I pointed out. So these are marked in yellow in our first reading. And then we put in the other elements. Are you ready? Daddy rode the elevator to the lobby and ordered a bottle of water before the comedy started. You got it? If you want, you can stop it. Practice these words again in isolation to the lobby and ordered a bottle of water, the comedy, and then you can put it in the sentence again. Okay, second reading, we're gonna try to add the flap T and the R. Daddy rode the elevator to the lobby and ordered a bottle of water before the comedy started. If you want, you can practice again. Say it again. Daddy rode the elevator to the lobby and ordered a bottle of water before the comedy started. So we are proceeding in leaps and bounds. We have another element and we are almost done. Good job. So the last one is linking. Linking vowel to vowel. So linking is essentially when you link the last sound of the preceding word with the first sound of the word that follows. So, for example, it is not here, but if you, for example, if you want to say an apple, this is just an example, an apple. So you pronounce it essentially as this, an apple, an apple. So what you do, I'm going to put it again, back again in the normal form. The N is linked to the A in apple. So this essentially becomes one word. So the last sound of the first word becomes the first sound of the second word. So it is pronounced an apple. An apple is an apple. An apple. So that would be vowel to consonant linking. I don't want to confuse you here. What we are doing is vowel to vowel linking, but it's essentially the same pattern. So if the article the is followed by a vowel sound like a, e, o, u, it is pronounced with the e sound. So it sounds like the. So the elevator, yeah, sounds like the elevator because elevator starts with a vowel sound. So we link it here, we link it and say the elevator. So we put an E sound between the and elevator. So the elevator, the elevator, the elevator. And it also sounds much more fluid than if you would break it up and say the elevator. You hear this choppy sound, the elevator. This is what we wanna avoid by all means. And that's why English actually has some, I want to say, like secret tricks up his sleeve, so to speak. So there's linking going on in order to produce that fluid sound. So instead of the elevator, we're gonna say the elevator, the elevator. Okay. So much content, but you're doing really well. And now we're gonna try to put everything together. So after you went all through all of this, you're gonna sound much, much more American than you did right at the beginning. So I want you, if you read it now with me again, record it again after you've read it, and then compare your recording at the beginning of the video with this recording, and tell me, write it in the chat, in the comment section, how big the difference was, because I want to say it's like totally, it's not comparable. It's like apples and oranges, night and day. So let's do it. Putting it all together. Focus on the flap T, the R, the linking, the elevator, the reduction. So if you want, we can read it 3 times. The first time, we're going to focus on the elevator link. And then we got to add in the other elements. Daddy rode the elevator to the lobby and ordered a bottle of water before the comedy started. You got the link, the elevator? Okay, if you don't got it, you can pause it. And now we're gonna put in the reductions and the flap T. Daddy rode the elevator to the lobby and ordered a bottle of water before the comedy started. And the final reading, you gotta put in the R as well, the R colored vowels, so everything comes together. Everything. Daddy rode the elevator to the lobby and ordered a bottle of water before the comedy started. You did it. You can give yourself a clap. Great job. And I'm curious what you think. Write it in the comment section. What did you notice when comparing your two recordings? What did you learn? What didn't you know before watching this video with regards to the American accent and the elements? And I also want to request you that you can write one of these sentences in the chat. So for example, for this sentence, you can put number 1, for this sentence 2, and so on. And just put a number in the chat to tell me which sentence do you want me to analyze and walk you through in the next video. And I'm so glad that we did it together, and I hope you learned a lot, and have a great day, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye.